Hey there, everybody. This is Tim and Jesse from the Real Financial Group. We just want to take a brief couple minutes to do a video on ways to lighten things up during the middle of the coronavirus uh, pandemic that we're in. Really, we hear tons of stats all the time, but we're trying to kind of condense it down to a few different things that maybe you can do on a personal level to make this more bearable, really.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed is that I've seen more people riding their bikes with their children in the evenings in the last week than I've seen in the entire last year. And we live in a little bedroom community where that would think would happen more often, which is amazing. That the time that we have now, I think so many of us are worrying about it instead of enjoying it. But I understand that it is a difficult time. People who are living paycheck to paycheck
Yeah,
are
it's
really
9 out of 10 people too.
are really struggling. A lot of business owners live job to job, right? They're very successful, but it's still it's how really how the world works. And there's a slowdown in this money coming in, the stimulus money coming into businesses. Banks are having a hard time with it, so it's going to be a little while before people get that. But I think they're kind of counting on it to keep their payrolls alive. But what we really wanted to talk to you about today was how you can help your fellow man and woman to during this time.
hmm Yeah, and I mean, some of the things that we were thinking about is, if you think about how much social interaction you normally have, it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert, that time has now been really reduced. So finding ways to have good, healthy social interaction with other people is something you're going to have to go out of your way to do.
Yes, yes. So, but think about this: people who struggle on a day-to-day basis, being stuck at home alone is not great for them. But everybody else, and on top of it, I mean, I love my children, but I've gotten to know them pretty well over the last couple. But reach out to people, reach out to family members, old friends, people you haven't talked to in a while, and keep in mind that social media and texting is not
Absolutely.
the same, right? Yes, it's communication, and a lot of times people refer, "Oh, my friend." I said, "Well, when's the last time you talked with them?" Ah, well, talk to them. Take this opportunity to reach out to them, kindle an old friendship that you've been too busy to talk to communicate with, and then on the charitable side, if you can, pick up the tab. I mentioned this before. Pick up the tab at the grocery store for the person in front of or behind you, just a little bit. I mean, even if it's a couple items, you have no idea how much that could help them. Be kind to others and understand that they're people. Everybody's going through something right now, but I think taking care of each other right now is something that we all really need to stay focused on and remember that it's not just us that we're the people that we're confined with for the entire world. And hopefully, this will bring us closer together
Absolutely.
as it clears up.
I one of the things I could think of is finding some way to deliver or give something to somebody and actually have some interaction. I didn't get to do this to talk to you about this beforehand, but we did I have a niece that had a birthday party, and it's highly likely that her and her whole family are infected. So we wanted to find a way to do her birthday without being physically, like without having to deal with quarantine later on. So we all got in our cars and did a drive-by birthday party with hats and noisemakers and everything, and everybody popping out the hood, popping out of the sunroofs and waving and stuff. And so that's something that maybe you can do if you can think of an idea, uh,
You
something
know,
like that.
my wife and a couple of her girlfriends had online virtual social hour last night. Right? She apparently had too much to drink because she's been a little hungover today. I stayed in the other room, but it sounded super fun. So maybe
Yeah,
that's
the level of estrogen there was a little bit out of your comfort zone.
hey, this is for both men and women, right?
Okay, I
So
know.
yeah. So anyway, we're at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. So one last thing I'd like to close with is please make sure you do the census. I know you've seen commercials if you've been at home. How many of us watch regular TV? But it is super important, especially for the lower socioeconomic base. The kind of say the it's incredibly important for the lower income people to do it, but it's important for everybody. We're in the second fastest growing place in the United States over the next 20 years, the corridor of 95 between Vero Beach and Jupiter. And federal funding will be incredibly important. This is a decade. If you don't take the time to do it and do it correctly, this is a decade that will be behind for the resources that the federal government provides, and those resources are vast. So please take the time to do that. Um, Tim and I are going to get farther away from each other right now because we're a little too close. Um, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend.
Stay safe.